Please unmute Manu.
Namaste.
Yeah, Ocha, okay, okay, Meenakshi, namaste. Okay, great. Okay. We have to now just wait for Air Marshal B. Suresh to join. Now this is getting live streamed on YouTube. So Vinod Mati sir, till then, so how has been Kerala after this COVID increase and all?
Uh, I think we're going through that phase. I don't think it is really, you can really say after, because it's still happening. Numbers have started sort of declining a bit. I mean, case numbers, I mean, test positivity rate and all that, but the deaths reported every day. See, understand one thing in Kerala, it's not death of that particular day. What gets reported by the CM, he reads out or he tells the people during his evening presses are deaths that have happened over a period of time, which are taken into account that particular day.
Okay.
In the last few days, he says, in the last few days. So it's an aggregate number. So I presume they would check and find out over across the state numbers that have been missed. But then realities numbers do get missed everywhere.
But how accurate are these numbers?
How accurate are these numbers? How accurate are they in Karnataka? I'll tell you what's happening in Karnataka today. My cousin, husband died 1 week ago. Body kept in mortuary. How can it be kept in mortuary? It is. So a lot of people are getting no COVID, COVID negative certificates for body release, which suits them also, the family also.
Okay.
So it is happening across everywhere. It's only, I'm sure it is not like 50-50 or something. A percentage of deaths are not reported. In some states, maybe even worse. Did you know that, I'm sure you knew that during the peak of COVID, Delhi and all that, you could buy a no COVID certificate for about $5,000.
Yeah, okay. So let me just call up Air Marshal and find out. Yeah, okay. You have just entered. Okay, okay. Right, right. Yeah, so okay, sir. Good evening to you, sir. Yeah, Air Marshal Suresh, sir. You are not audible. I think your mic is not. Sir, can you speak something? No, sir, not able to hear you. Maybe some issue with the mic, sir. No, from his side we can't hear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Yeah?
yes. Now,
Yeah.
but the audio is gone. Yeah, now the audio is back. Sir, can you? You are on a laptop or a
Yeah,
computer?
I'm on a laptop. Laptop, yeah.
अच्छा, थोड़ा adjust करो sir, थोड़ा नजदीक because there is lot of space above your head.
Yeah, okay. Can you see?
Yeah, now it is perfect, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all of you can actually unmute whenever you want. This is a very limited people now permitted inside this. You are on now live on YouTube at the same time on Facebook as well. So please use the option to unmute. You have so very good evening to all of you. It's a very quickly organized chat session. I welcome Air Marshal Suresh sir. I also welcome Vinod Matthew sir, my editor, former editor Indian Express, and a very senior journalist. Vidwan Anandaram, a legend, a musical legend, flautist, and Dr. Satish, clinical psychologist, and we can also call him as a journalist because he writes so many stories in different uh, publications. And Dr. Sandeep Krishna, and Dr. Sandeep Krishna is joining us live from Chingoli, an amazing place in Kerala, and he is an Ayurveda doctor.
No
So
bloody.
he will share with us what are the remedies Ayurveda offers to heal us. So today the purpose of today's show is to share our ideas to at least tell the youngsters who are tuned into this program because they are the ones who are really hit. I would so everybody will get their turn and in between we have some music lined up to entertain everyone. So that will be Anandram sir will perform his magic, and then we also have a physics student from Kollam in Kerala who is an amazing violinist, Meenakshi. Yesterday she performed for during one of the events, and she will perform. Yeah, and her father is a renowned mridangist, so this is what we have today. We will be taking some questions from YouTube if any questions, interesting questions come up. We plan to end this program in roughly 1.5 hours. So let me now pose the question straight away to Air Marshal Suresh. Indian Air Force is doing amazing service, especially in the last 1 year. First to respond, set up the COVID hospital at Command Hospital in Bangalore, and many things. And after the second wave, the air warriors are absolutely busy. We keep getting press releases every day. Like all the wings of armed forces are doing their duty. You have been, a very HR-centric air marshal. You have been a very people-centric air warrior. So we are talking about humanity that consists of people. And sorry,
Yeah, your audio is not clear. Yeah.
is it not clear for everyone?
I can hear. It's
You
clear.
And what about you, Vinod sir?
I can't hear him. Huh?
You can't hear me.
No, he's not on mute.
But there's certainly a background
No.
noise.
But otherwise, is it
Voice is clear, but there's a background noise.
background noise? Sir, can you hear me now, Suresh sir? No, I think there is some issue with this. And what about Anandram sir? Am I audible?
It's okay.
Maybe fancy.
Hmm?
Govind? Govind?
Not man. Coffee? Huh?
Sir, what about now? Can you hear me? You have to unmute, sir. Suresh, sir, you have to unmute.
Let me reset and come back.
No, now,
Probably. I cannot hear you. Yeah.
okay. All right, sir, Vinod Matthew, sir, till he returns, let me start with you. Yeah, all right. So, Vinod Matthew, sir. Looks like we have lost him. So, today there is a lot of technical issues. So, let me now then go to Dr. Satish. Yeah, okay,
I'm
Dr.
here.
Okay, so you are the right person to perhaps to we've been dealing with patients with different issues for the last 1 year in particular, and also as part of you are a clinical psychologist, so the stress factor, the issues related to various issues. So, what are the common problems people are facing, and what are the solutions as a specialist you're offering to, especially to the youngsters?
So the first problem that would be reported very highly is the anxiety. Though depression is seen, but it is mostly the anxiety that has been prominently reported these days. So when we talk about anxiety, people are also talking about difficulties in the sleep and how people are not able to focus on something. And few people are also turning to alcohol, which helps them sleep at night. But when we talk about anxiety, which has brought in a lot of new issues, well, so anxiety is making people also develop aggression. So there has been a lot of complaints of domestic violence, marital issues. So I can put everything under the umbrella term anxiety, which is the most prominent thing. In fact, there is a term that we have also derived, which is called as pandemic anxiety. So when we talk about pandemic anxiety, it is definitely different from the previous anxieties that was already there. So which means there is death anxiety. Everybody has this fear: will I die? Will I give my infection to the family members? So death anxiety is very prominent. Along with death anxiety, like I always say, humans always like to predict the near future, what we are going to see in the next week or what we are going to do very soon. But anxiety has made us, pandemic has made us develop uncertainties. So anxiety is the first thing. I think sir is back. Suresh sir is back.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. And can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. 100%. Yeah.
All right, okay. So, since doctor is speaking, so let me continue with him. He is
Yes.
talking about the common issues being faced. So, death anxiety is one. Then what else?
Okay. So as I was telling, a lot of uncertainties. As simple as I'm not able to predict anything in the near future. I have no idea because lockdown is now extended. I had planned a lot of research or whatever. So let's say for a common man, everybody wanted to go back to work. And I have a lot of family members, my neighbors who are suffering from financial constraints. And now that all the companies are closed, until they go back to their work, they're not able to save the job. So job insecurities. And what about the children's education? So children education, a lot of insecurities based on different content. So it can be financial insecurity, relationship insecurity, education, or any insecurities. Well, so uncertainties and death anxiety has been the highest, which is causing insomnia. So the moment people go to sleep, their mind is filled with worries. So people are not able to sleep. So a lot of people say they go to sleep very late at night and they're waking up late in the morning. So the general agenda of the day, which people used to have earlier, is completely disrupted. Waking up anytime in the day, going off to sleep anytime in the day, and people are having breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Everything which is disrupted. So there is no proper system that people are following in the day. To be very honest, it was even happening to me, and it was default. And I wanted to identify how things are going wrong as simple as default, I kind of wake up because, okay, I have work to do, but I don't have to travel. So which means my 1 hour is saved. So again, people are feeling unpleasant. So there is a definite negative feeling where people are not having that, pleasure of, I'm looking forward to, Sunday I will do this, I will do that. So there is no general excitement in life. People are not able to feel that happiness. So it is mostly a very mild negative feeling people are going through, though people are functional, able to do all the activity, but no look forward to, no excitement. There is this low graded sadness, low graded depression, along with anxiety, the most common.
All right. So these are the problems. What you said. What
Yes.
are the solutions for this? Because today's debate is about trying to heal the world in whatever way we can. So everybody are, some small, at least some youngster listening in some corner of the village
Right.
benefit, or somebody will benefit. So as an expert dealing with people and their problems, at a very reputed institution in Bangalore, and your articles are amazing. In fact, I would share something later. Which really, it was really, really very interesting points you shared. So, what are the solutions you can offer? For example, headache, this is a solution. Sneezing, this is a solution. Likewise, mental stress levels, what are the solutions we have to keep in mind?
Okay. So let's say everything begins with thoughts. If I have to go back to philosophy, we are what we think. We become what we think. So I have to begin with thoughts. Everything begins with thoughts. Example, right now I have a thought that, what if my life is a mess? What if something happens to me? Because of me, my family members are suffering. Because of them, a lot of people who are dependent are suffering, is a thought I'm having, which is as simple as, what if fan falls on top of my head? If I die, what if the fall ceiling falls on me? So which means I can develop a lot of what ifs. What if this happened? What if that happened? What if this? What if that? So which means what if are being filled in my mind. So let's say maybe after the end of this meeting, I have to go outside, meet a friend. So I will stand in front of the mirror. I will check how I look like. And then I will identify if there is anything wrong, and I will correct myself. So which means I'm looking at myself, identifying the mistake and correcting. The same concept can be added, can be used in our mental health too, which means first of all, identify what am I thinking? Because we don't even realize we are breathing until and unless we focus that, yes, I'm breathing, the air that I'm inhaling and exhaling, we don't realize we are breathing. Same way, we constantly keep thinking. Right now also, I'm talking to you, but maybe in the back of the mind, there is some thought going in my mind. I'm eating, I am talking to someone, I'm working, but I'm constantly thinking. So, first of all, identifying what am I thinking, and to check whatever I'm thinking has any evidence or not. Which means in anxiety, there are a lot of irrelevant fear. What if something happens to them? Because of them, this will happen to me. Because of me, this will happen to my children. So I can develop a lot of what ifs which do not have any proof into it. So I will not even realize. Example, I don't realize I'm breathing. I might inhale a lot of virus or bacteria or dust along with the air because I don't know I'm breathing, and there are a lot of content in the air. Hence, I'm using a mask. Same way, there are a lot of negative thoughts in my thoughts which I don't realize, and I keep processing them. So, first of all, even knowing, being mindful of what I'm thinking, and then checking if there is any mistake. Yeah, why am I thinking this way? There is nothing that will happen to me because I am vaccinated. I am definitely following a lot of protocol. So which means I am working on controllables. Yeah. So which means whatever I can do is only those things which I can control. But if something happens to me, those are non-controllable, which means our thoughts is everything. Everything begins with our thoughts. So first of all, checking what we are thinking, identifying if there is any mistakes and correcting our thoughts. If not, we become mostly non-scientific people. Example, if I am a coding, I mean, if I'm a coder, if I'm an IT software architect and I'm writing some code, I cannot write my code what is in my mind, but I have to write the code what is logical. Same way, I have to gauge if my thoughts are realistic or not. I cannot simply think and believe what I'm thinking is right. My thinking should be gauging with the reality. So observing my thoughts, checking them and correcting if required is first thing. Second thing is not going behind non-controllable. Oh my God, so many people are dying, so many things are happening. What can I do? I cannot do anything, everything to every person, but I can still do something to something.
Uh,
So
yeah,
focusing on controllable.
who has joined, kindly mute your, whoever is joining, please mute your phones or laptop or whatever because a lot of disturbance. Yeah, okay, so we got you, yeah, Dr. Sadish, nice takeaway thoughts. Back to Air Marshal Suresh, sir, if you could kindly unmute. Um,
Yeah.
yes. All right, so Air Force, what is being done is phenomenal work. You have been a very people-centric air warrior. You know, people-centric air marshal. So people matter to you when you were in. You know, you only very recently retired, and you have seen conflicts from very close quarters. So conflicts of a different time, stress. Conflicts of a different type, stress. All those factors. According to you, having seen the forces, their might, issues, all that from very close quarters. What are the solutions you can offer as a veteran to youngsters who are perhaps finding it very difficult to cope up with what's happening in the world now?
Ananta, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me on the panel, and my greetings to all my co-panelists on this meeting. Let me just start by, because I heard a lot of people, a lot of news coming in of people, very dear colleagues, friends of mine who lost a lot of people. So my deepest condolences to those who have lost their near and dear ones. And also, I wish a very speedy recovery to all those who are undergoing COVID at the moment. I know you brought in Mr. Praveen Patel, who's a
Yeah, so
COVID
let me.
survivor on the panel.
Yes, sir. I have to. I forgot to welcome him because he came late. Praveen.
Yeah.
Yeah, very. Praveen bhai, just unmute, please. Can you kindly unmute? Just unmute your phone, please.
Yeah.
And just put it a little bit down, just your face. Yeah, okay. So, for all the people who are watching this, here is a young man, just around 70, who has defeated cancer, and recently he has defeated COVID, and an amazing badminton player, an amazing swimmer, non-stop swimmer, and he will also, I think, a big salute to your fighting spirit. You are going to tell the young fellows who are having a lot of issues, many people who are having issues. Our pranams to you, Praveen bhai.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I would first of all like to tell the youngsters, think of today only. Don't think of tomorrow or anything. Just enjoy the day as soon as you get up and pray God that you are alive. That is my main drive to the youngsters.
All right, so we will get back to you. We will hear you more. And thank you, Suresh sir. I just forgot that he was there. Thank you, sir. Okay, so over to you.
No, so what I also, at the beginning itself, let me take my hats off and kudos to all the healthcare professionals. You told that I'm an air warrior. We are trained to fight wars. This is a war of a different kind. Normally, when we fight wars, the doctors and the medical healthcare professionals support us from behind. Now we are supporting them, and they are at the forefront fighting this battle. My hats off to all of them, frankly. Uh, Thinking about it, when we are in the midst of any operation, okay, now this is, I consider it as a war. We really don't have time to think about anything else other than to fight and win. So winning is important. Overcoming the hurdle is important. Overcoming the obstacles are important, and winning over the enemy. So that is most important. So rest of the things become secondary. Like Mr. Satish Kumar actually told you about all this, what goes on in the mind. A little bit on that count, what we tell our people is, when you've got something going on, when you've got an operation going on, think about that. Now, what is it? You're talking about living, life. Mr. Praveen will tell you, he said, talk about today, talk about tomorrow. The idea here is living, life. It's not, like Sadhguru said, it's not lifestyle. It is actually life. You have to live. You have to look at that first. Rest everything becomes secondary. I have got a daughter who's a psychologist, child counselor. She keeps telling me, think positively. Thinking negatively gets you nothing. What does it get you? It does not solve the problem. It only adds on to the problem. You go into a spiral mentally, and you cannot really come out of the spiral if you keep going deeper and deeper into it. So thinking positively. Now it's easier said than done. Frankly, it's easier said than done. I'm not saying that you have to be, but when somebody talks to you, when you're in your group, when you're chatting on your WhatsApp group, etc., I'm very sure most of you will agree with me. What goes on, the banter that goes on, is mostly negative in nature. That kinds of spreads a negative energy, but that is not what is required. What I try and do is not look at things negatively, but look at things positively and spread a positive message, because only that can find you a solution. But it's not to say that don't keep a track of the negative things that are happening. You need to keep a track of the negative things. And like Dr. Satish also said, don't try and solve the world's problem at one go. The problem of the world is not on your head. Whatever you can do within your sphere of influence, it can be a WhatsApp group, it can be your family, it can be, if you're in a corporate world, those working under you. Within your sphere of influence, whatever you can do to make things better is what you need to do. The other thing which I find is, I don't know whether it's in our DNA or a culture or whatever it is, we talk a lot, do less. So I keep saying that, let me give you a very small example. I was heading the Armed Forces team during the Kerala floods in 2018. This is a world that is feeding on social media. So the first 3 days, Mr. Vinod Matthew, probably you were there in Cochin and you probably know what was happening at that time. There was no news from the Air Force, because for the first 3 days I said, you forget about media, forget about everything else, please do your work. The time now is to save people from the floods. So there was nothing about Air Force till I got a call from somewhere saying that, hey, what happened? There's nothing about you people in the news. So that is how it's perception, media management. It all actually matters quite a bit. But frankly speaking, it is within your sphere of influence. What you can do is what you need to do. There is nothing you can do to change the world. And another major thing is, why are we thinking so much about ourselves all the time? Like Dr. Satish said, I think I sit in my house, thinking about this, fan falling on my head, the roof falling on my head. It's all, why only me? The moment I think outside of myself and I look at others, like in our society, in our this thing, even when I was in service, like you said, I just left service, there were people who were really actually struggling to survive. They didn't know where their daily income would come from. Like we had a maid, her husband was a driver in an MNC. He was not getting his monthly pay. We had a shutdown, so we locked him in. But we paid for it. So I'm sure a lot of us are doing this, looking after your maids, your servants, your drivers, your cleaners. They need to be looked after. This is the time. Their livelihood is at stake. When you think about the lesser privileged people in life, your problems actually are not very much. Not really very much. This is what I want to tell the young people. Please think outside of yourself. Think of it as a service to humanity. I'm not saying nation, there's nothing like that. It is to your brethren, just outside your civil society, wherever you can reach out and in whichever manner you can contribute. Rather than waste time on WhatsApp and other things, shouting down people, they don't do anything, There's no point. It's not helping anybody. What you need to do, and this will bring you a lot of satisfaction. We are actually trying to get in things from abroad. I'm also involved in a small effort in Kochi for that network, Corona Safe Network, just on a mentor basis. That is all with Vijay Kumar. So these are the things actually which you can do, which will contribute positively in making it a better place to live and for healing to take place. So, and it is difficult. You can't be positive all the time. It is understood, but the idea is that the positive far outweigh the negative as far as your outlook is concerned. Essentially, this is what I want to start with.
All right, so brilliant thoughts. So, since you touched upon media, let me now go to Vinod sir. Vinod Matthew sir,
Yeah,
you're there, right?
I'm here. Yes, you can hear me.
Yes, sir. All right. So, you know, our clan, the media, whichever paper you take, whichever channels you tune in, uh, is media also adding to the pains of people in the, by any ways, by only reporting about all these, what's happening around? Perhaps they could devote more space for positivity, perhaps get more healing stories, positive stories. Are we also adding to the chaos?
Yeah, all of us are adding to the chaos, aren't we, in our individual way? All of us are. It starts with this daily recital of numbers. Pandemic, whether it demands it, yeah. One view is that we have to religiously give numbers every day. So give a number game. The numbers weigh you down. Oh, today there are 4,000 people. Ah, tomorrow there are, yesterday it was only 3,500. The numbers have gone up. Next day it'll be numbers down, mostly up. The recent trend is going up all the while. So, yeah, numbers do get to you. The test positivity rate, yes. If it is in your favor, it helps you. Otherwise, I think we are, drawn like to a magnet to all these numbers. We live in this statistical reality that is pandemic ridden. That is our world today. So I think we need to disconnect up to an extent, and we need to be aware, but not to the extent that you're caught up with it all the time. That is the overriding motion or your overriding thought. So yes, I think Marshall was referring to that aid during 2018 flood and all that. Wasn't it 2018 flood that you referred to?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Yes. We were all waiting for the Air Force to come in or the Navy to come in. And I think these are circumstances where I think the services would be welcome to be a part of the civilians would love to see that, intervene in our life with engineering, building bridges, or whichever areas of expertise. Now, DRDO has come out with that wonder medicine, they say. So anything, I think all those geographical barriers can no longer exist. Like there's a civilian situation, that's a military situation, nothing like that. There's all-out war. At the same time, as good doctor said, it can't be about getting weighed down every day. You weighed down. You think the weight of the entire world is on your head. Your shoulders are drooping. No, it is definitely about being positive. It's definitely about minimizing your personal woe. It's definitely about not worrying unduly, because worrying doesn't help, as you said. You're not adding to the situation positively in any manner or constructively in any manner. So I think we need to disconnect. As with the numbers, as with many other things, I think we need to disconnect from the negativity while being aware of the negative environment or the situation, and do what we do best, and keep doing what you do best. At the same time, this is that shrinking world. You shrunk into your household. All of you are in lockdown. All of us are in lockdown. So while we shrink, I think the dissonance start to come out within families. Yeah, again, doctor would be the best person to say. Tempers rise. You. One way you're very thankful that you're getting time with your family. Another way, after a while, everyone start getting on each other's nerves. It's all realities, everyday reality. These are the things I think we need to engage with rather than the negative things.
Sir, just want to ask you very, very interesting points, very
Mm.
good points. But why is it that media so obsessed with all things that are negative?
Anand, negativity sells. That's the numbers game or TRP game. How many times has the newspaper, have you or me scored big with a positive story? Positive story is seen as a soft story. Soft stories don't sell that as much as a gory, garish, bloody, but blood-curdling story does, or full of deceit or cheating, anything negative or lurid. These are things that sell. Unfortunately, that is the world we have come to. I still remember a meeting, I think it was at Anand, Dr. Varghese Kurian. I was in Gujarat for a long, long time. And Dr. Varghese Kurian arranged a meeting where he invited Dr. Your guru, okay, the president. And he was there. And then after his session and all that, I just had a small chat with him where he said, not me alone, everybody, I think all the journalists. Why are you journalists all the while saying only negative things? He asked that question. So everyone is aware that the media is about peddling negativity. That is the business, unfortunately. I mean, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Got
all right. So, negative media. So, let me go to a young doctor, Dr. Sandeep Krishna. So, right from his great grandfathers to his father, for many generations, Ayurveda doctors who served the kings, and now he is at a very scenic village called Chingoli in Alapi district, and an amazing Ayurveda center. People from different parts of the world come there every year. Doctor, if you can kindly unmute, what are the solutions Ayurveda offers to the problems of today?
Dr. Sandeep here, yes. Like Dr. Satish and Suresh in the note were senior people were saying.
Doctor, 1 second. Is your volume all right? Everybody is listening. Is it less? Or okay, you need to step up your volume a bit.
Yes. So what even we have seen as in the hospital after the COVID situation, there has been a big rise in the number of cases related to psychological anxiety after the COVID problem has arisen. So we used to, as many of you might know, Ayurveda normally deals with the major sector of arthritis and conditions like that. And especially in our hospital, we used to get more patients related to that. But this has actually raised a very big urge in mainly that psychological part as a mainstay in the treatment. So I would put out as an example that if we had like 10% of patients who come for psychological issues earlier, now we get almost 60% of our cases related with psychological issues as well. They might not be only with the psychological issue, but when we go deeper into their condition, we can find, like Dr. Satish had mentioned, that there is a anxiety which had created an issue, which has shown so many symptoms. So, and we have to go deep into that to understand more about it, and definitely treat that in front, as in take an importance in that. So we have also been trying to learn more about that part of the treatment, as in treatment wise also. And I think so, yes, the young crowd is really getting affected because they've not been exposed to this kind of an issue in their lifetime, because earlier there was a lot more insecurities in life. But now that the parents have been protecting their children more, and people are not, as kids are not as exposed to what we used to see earlier. Like they've been protected very much. They have been given more importance, like in years back, when my father's age or my grandfather's time, there were like 10 kids in one family. So you're not given so much of an importance. So even if you got beaten from your family or your father, you're not given too much like an importance after that, you know. But nowadays, when you are shouted at, or and when the parents try to give you more importance after that, you know, like we console you, and so this so they are not exposed to that kind of mental trauma as much as in the young generation. So when things got out of hand, this isn't something like Suresh sir says, it's not something that we can control. So no one knows the solution as of even now. So that's when things got a little out of hand. Kids couldn't understand what to do. Parents are really have an anxiety on how can they manage themselves as well as their family. This is a rise. We have seen a lot of cases where the kids as well as the family are undergoing a lot of stress in their life. There might be reasons that even we cannot explain, like simple reasons, like Suresh sir was saying, and Satish was saying that that it is not something that it's in our hands, but we have that anxiety. We are exposed to a lot of. So that is the issue, I think. So nowadays we have to give a lot of importance. We have to spread a lot of positivity around to get people giving a little more ease in their mind.
Yeah, all right. So what is that you're offering at Ayurveda? For example, you said anxiety. So what is that Ayurveda? What kind of a treatment you give for anxiety?
Basically, in Ayurveda, we have a multidimensional approach or a holistic approach here. We go with yoga as one side, as in it helps to meditation would be a very important thing to basically focus on your good thoughts or good areas in your brain, and also try to like reduce the thought. Yeah, you know, basically the thought which is unwanted, like everyone had quoted, that unwanted thoughts has to be removed. So for that, reducing the thoughts in the mind itself is very important. Like what we say is that in meditation is to attain that level of calmness. So in that, meditation has now become a very important thing that even I think so youngsters can actually try to do.
All right. So yeah, is Dr. Gautam Acharya there? Uh, Gautam? All right. So okay. So now, yeah. So we seems to have lost connection. So let me go to Anandaram sir. Uh, Anandaram sir. So you are a very senior musician. You are a very senior musician. You have done so many projects with youngsters. You have been doing many things to heal the society through music. So before we hear your musical performance, because you are dealing with young musicians across India, and you also do experiments with plants, you know, for the benefit of all the people here, he musically talks to the plants. So at his farmhouse, he goes and plays music to the plants there, in the farm. So Anantaram sir, what is the solution you can offer from your experience dealing with youngsters or even others?
Good evening to all dignitaries and Dr. Anant also. What I have been observing the last 15 months regarding this very bad pandemic. First we faced in 1918 a Spanish flu kind of thing. At that time also 4-5 crores people died, but people came out of that and they're leading a normal life. And now also the same thing will happen. That means people will come out of this pandemic and they'll start doing their normal life. What I am trying to suggest is, right from as you are all watching, this second wave is having more effect on the youth. what I observed among the youth is they are more confident because of they're exposed to a lot of things nowadays, as we were not. Especially the media, they're very, very confident, also overconfident. And they should listen to their elders and gurus. If they say something, they have to listen first. They should not say, I know everything, I know everything. That is the thing is happening. I'm observing because I'm dealing with right from 6 years to 80 years, my student range. So that should not happen, and they should listen to their elders. Because of that, this problem has evolved now, and they should, not only youngsters, anybody for that matter, they should not be negative, always negative. Because as a musician, even I also face a lot of problems, but I try to be always positive on my thought. My positive thought is I want to teach well for all my students. I want all my students to perform better. That is my positivity. And whenever I go to a concert, I want my concert to be the good one, and it should reach the audience very well, and they should enjoy and go home and sleep well. As you would have seen earlier, the movies, at the end of the movie, the Shubham will come. Nowadays, so those things are not there. So that means you should be peaceful even after watching a movie. In that sense, every time one should be positive, no negative thoughts. Of course, negative and positive, two sides of a coin. But we should never think of the negativity. And as our another person, elderly person who has suffered from ailments, has come out of that, he is doing well, and a very great athlete also. He said, don't think of what is happening next. You be in the present and try to live the positivity. So that's a very good thing. And many of my musician community are in trouble, really in trouble now, because they don't have a lot of support from the financially, and they're really suffering. And those people who don't know how to teach online, they're really suffering because they don't know how to use. There are more than 50% of the musicians are in that kind of situation. They don't know, especially seniors more than 60 years of age. They don't know what's WhatsApp. They don't know what is because they're only into music. So they don't know how to teach online. They don't know even that there is a medium like online it can reach. And many of the senior musicians, they talk with me and debate with me. What is this? You're all doing this online teaching. It should not be. It is not good. It is not like that. It depends on the teacher. He should know how to teach online
All right.
and see that the students, you have to take out the best out of them. That is
All right.
the about thing. And that is especially many of you spoke about channels. Negative, always the channels, they will send only wrong signals. That means there is nothing positive done in that particular day. So many positivities is done, but they show only the negative thing. And totally we should avoid these news channels, and especially TV serials. All TV serials are all negative, and especially they expose the woman character as a villain only. Any language you see, it is not like that. So we should first of all, and there is a tendency of anchoring. Why they really shout? We have got the volume to control our TVs. They need not shout. They think that if they shout, we will hear loudly. It is not so. The audio level is controlled by our remote only. And they think by shouting, they can ponder over our citizens, all our people. It is not. It is off late, I think, after the last 2-3 years, it is started. Maybe some news channel, national channel, from there, I think everyone has picked up. Really shouting is not good. And no channels have a slot for cultural events. Have you seen anything which has got a cultural event slot? Everything has got a crime story, something. Let them have at least 1 hour of cultural event, so that it will definitely help the people. So these are all my observations. Many, so elders want to talk.
Yeah, very interesting thing you said. Youngsters don't listen. So let me just go to Praveen Bhai, the superhero of the show, the champion of the show, one of the finest badminton players at the age of 70. He can take on anyone. Perhaps not international players, but state level players he can take on. You fought cancer,
Yes.
and you have come to watch matches straight away after chemotherapy, putting that bottle in your pocket. You have been an amazing role model for everyone because you never gave up despite all the problems chasing you. And then this year you also had COVID. What is the magic you have to defeat problems? Please tell us.
Magic is, I think I was physically fit. So the heart was beating and the body was taking whatever medicines and all, whatever antibiotic, any drug, the body was accepting. That was the main advantage for me.
All right. So when you fought cancer, for how many years you had that particular issue?
The past 3 years it's going on.
All right. So what is that what is that you have been day in and day out on medicines and other treatments? So what is that you tell yourself every day to stay? Now we are only talking about virus being there for a year and everybody is like running helter skelter. But you have been dealing with bigger problems in the last 3 years and now plus COVID. What is that you tell you every day?
Means I thank God as I wake up, eyes open, I thank God that I've another day is there for me. That was the main motivation, that eyes open in the next day.
Thanking God. Yes. So प्रवीण भाई और एक चीज बोलिए कि ये हमारे youngsters, unfortunately, they should not be in this kind of a situation because they have to study.
Yeah.
They want to get out. They can't meet their friends. So you can't blame youngsters. They are not used to this kind of a situation. They're a different generation altogether. We must respect the kind of software they have. Perhaps we must, if we understand and accept it, half the problems are over. What is that you want to tell them?
I want to tell them not to worry. Just be happy and smile. Smile is the main instrument of keeping yourself throughout the negative thoughts. Because all the panelists I've heard, they have said that positivity is the main instrument. So I convey to the youngsters to be positive and always smile.
Always smile. So let us now go to a smiling angel in this group. Over to Meenakshi. We are now from Bangalore straight away taking a flight and going to Koilan, where we have a third year physics graduate, here, Carnatic musician, also violinist. Meenakshi, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right.
Namaste.
So, yeah, namaste. And what are you going to perform today to all of us to heal us?
Today, I'll play a film song, a Tamil film song.
All right. Which
In violin,
song?
everything.
Yeah, which song is that?
Vendilave.
All right. So before you start playing, since this talk is all revolving around youngsters, what are the issues you faced as a youngster in the last 1 year?
The main issue which I face is that I cannot meet my friends. I cannot go to my college. I have just gone for 1.5 years. So I have lost my most part of my college life, that enjoyment. And when we meet friends and people of our age, we'll be so much happy, we'll be very free so that we can interact with them a lot. We can share our feelings. They are of the same thoughts, so they can understand whatever we say. It was just kind of an enjoyment, studies, everything was mixed. And in college programs and all, now I cannot participate in them. So such kind of problems.
And being at home for the last 1.5 years, what are the problems you faced at home apart from fighting with your parents? That is a common thing. Even I am dealing with it. So don't say about that. Other things.
One main thing is that online classes, we'll have to sit before the laptop for hours for the classes, even for the exam. During the exams, there will be rain, heavy rain, thunder, and we won't have power supply. So sometimes our internet connection will be lost in between the exams. Then online classes itself, after some time, we itself will feel bored because we cannot truly interact with the teacher. Sometimes when the teacher asks us some questions, at that moment the power supply will be gone, or at that moment the internet connection will be lost.
So
Then
what are the techniques young Meenakshi has devised to stay inspired?
one thing is that I hear a lot of music, and now we have online media platform and all to expose ourselves, our talents and all. So I practice and I record the videos and I post them, or I hear a lot of music. Then we can sit at home and read books during this time. We can interact greatly with our parents. Then we can explore the new facilities in our laptops or phones or mobile phones or whatever. Online, through the online platform, we can explore more like that.
All right, let your music start.
Okay, thank you. I'm connecting a caller mic. Am I audible?
Yes. Brilliant. It was brilliant. It was really, really healing. So thank you, Meenakshi. You stay back. We will get back to you one more time. Over to Dr. Satish. The
Very nice. Compliments to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so over to Dr. Satish. Dr. Satish, can you tell us some remedies, some steps as individuals we can take to control our emotional outbursts, control our stress, control our, whatever problems that you face? Without going to a doctor, what are the steps we can take being at home under these conditions?
So, few things that I understood from this group and which I would like to highlight is we can probably put people under two categories: pessimistic and optimistic. Pessimistic people are those who find problem in everything. I'm at work, I'm doing work from home, I don't have this, I have internet connection, I have that, I have this, where the complete cognitive resources is into problem focused approach. So a problem is becoming bigger. But how Praveen sir spoke about optimist. Optimists are those people who know that right now I'm in a problem, but visualizing you have a better future. So let's say when I'm walking, I see a house there. Now I'm here, I need to reach there. That is exactly what optimists do. Optimists are people, like example, if I have COVID right now, so in the month of Jan, me and my father both had COVID. We were in Manipal. My father is like Praveen sir, an optimist. He is 75 years old now. He is who was telling next Sunday we will be at home having lunch with our family. He's saying we both were admitted in the same ward right next to each other. He's telling me next Sunday we will be at home having food. So which means right now he is in the hospital just being there. But he knows that he is going to be next week. So that is exactly what optimists do. Optimists are those people who look at problem as a solution. So let's say pessimists look at problem focused approach, optimists look at solution focused approach is one thing. Second thing, showing gratitude. So it is believed people who use gratitude are the most happiest people on the earth. Gratitude are as simple as thank God, like how Praveen sir told. Thank God, I woke up today and I'm having a day to spend today. So we use thank God a lot in a day. We use thanks to a lot of people in different contexts. The more we thank the universe, the more happy we are. And one more thing Vinod sir told, which I really liked, was he told dissociating us from a situation. Okay, now talking about Indian psychology. Indian psychology also speaks about optimism, which is called ashavad in Sanskrit. What Indian psychology talks about is dissociate yourself from a problem. Don't be part of a problem. Which means when I'm a part of a problem, I'm only involved into it, sucked into it. I'll not be able to work it out. But when I am more like a referee, I am, or more like an audience, I'm only observing it. So which means right now I'm in a problem, but not experience the anxieties I'm going through, just observe the anxiety I'm going through. Because the more we observe, we can see problems like a passing cloud. You see a cloud which is here, has gone there, it passes on. So the more we are dissociating ourselves from a problem and observing a problem, it simply becomes like a passing cloud. Though a huge cloud is on top of my head now, it's a dark, huge cloud. It is something that is very scary. It is bringing rain. But after 2 hours, that has moved away. But if I'm very anxious, oh my God, what if this brings storm? What is this bring flood? I'm going to be anxious. So dissociating ourselves from a problem and only observing it, almost like audience, that it is going to go away. Yeah. So I think these are very important things, that or simple things that we can do right in our mind. So that is being an optimist. Optimists are people who can be biologically optimists from the childhood, but people can also learn to become optimist. So because there are a lot of people who are in music, I can talk about this. There is this movie called Roja, in which there is this song called Choti Asha. So it is believed that the more we are practicing small little happiness in life, let's say I am earning money to put them in my bank, use it whenever it is required. So the more we are practicing small little happiness in our life, they become asset in our resilience. Which means, you see, people are finding a reason to be happy, finding a reason to smile, are the most resilient people. So summarizing, being optimistic, dissociating ourselves from the problem, and definitely being more of a person who is finding happiness to become more resilient.
Absolutely, you're like a fighter pilot. Very, you're just locked on to your target. So that fighter pilot remark takes to another fighter pilot, the real fighter pilot, Air Marshal Suresh.
Yeah, Anant, I think everybody summed it up quite well. One thing stands out very clearly. As an individual, we must ask ourselves a little deviation from what Dr. Satish said. Instead of dissociating from a problem, you must ask yourself, are you part of the problem or are you part of the solution? That is the first question one must ask oneself. And please be truthful to yourself. So everything what you talk about in the media, this, that, whatever. So the first question is, so I intend to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Now, the first thing when you do that is, if you are going to be part of the solution, everybody wants to start at the top. Okay, you cannot be the Prime Minister, you cannot be the President of America. What you can be, wherever you are, in whichever station of life, however I can contribute positively to this effort to fight the pandemic is what I need to do. This has to be understood. The third aspect is, like he talked about from a psychological point of view, I think Dr. Satish, you call it positive reframing or cognitive reframing. So you cannot actually keep thinking negatively. So that is not going to find you a solution. You have to think positively to find the solution. That is the only way you can find the solution. Again, like he said, it is not that you can take negativity one fine day, one fine moment out of your brains, out of your body system and throw it out. You cannot. But you need to be aware of what is negative and build positivity and spread positivity. Only positive thinking can bring in the effort required to fight the pandemic. If you just imagine the other way around, take it the other way around. If I'm negative, if I keep crying, you're increasing the load on the medical system. Poor people like Dr. Satish, etc., running around trying to solve problems for you. So it is not only just medical problems you're creating panic. See, this pandemic has hit everybody. The social media has taken it to the doorsteps of everybody. There has been tragedy in everybody's lives, to the near and dear ones. It has hit everybody. It's not that. But at the same time, there is not much of real good information, like Mr. Vinod said some time back, that is floating around, which you can rely on as far as the pandemic is concerned. That is leading to a little bit of panic. So we need to understand this very clearly. There is no need to panic. Not everybody is getting hospitalized. Not everybody is going for lack of oxygen. If taken correctly, if you think about the next day, if like Mr. Praveen said, if you think about the future, everything falls into place. You're not overloading the medical system too. At the moment, what is happening? India is actually producing more than enough oxygen. It's not that we are not producing. People are hoarding. So that is the next point I come to, and which I found. I've been part of 4 disaster managements, right from 1983 Porbandar onwards. I was there in the 1999 Bhubaneswar cyclone in Bhubaneswar. What did I see? And this, I want to really appeal to a young crowd because they are the future of the nation. I found one thing. What is there, in these people who deal with, like you must have heard, oxygen cylinders being sold at a premium. Oxygen concentrators, which are costing about 30,000, are now being sold at 1,20,000. Medicines, one vial of remdesivir is being sold at 14,000. Now, what have we come to? We are a 5,000-year-old civilization. We've got a good old parampara, character building. This is one thing which we really need to invest in. We are a young nation. We are just 70 odd years, independent. But we have been a subjugated nation, first by the Mughals, then by the Brits. We have to get this character back. We had it. We must not lose it. How can we afford to do this? We have to have character. You should not allow any kind of black marketry. How can you utilize this opportunity to make profits? In the midst of calamity, you're doing this. What kind of a character is this? I think that needs to stop urgently. And one thing which solace, total solace, the day you stop thinking about yourself, you think outside of yourself, and you at least try and help the people who need it. There is, again, I'll just repeat myself because I think they need this help. There are a lot of people who lost their livelihoods, a lot of people who are not getting their meals. So whatever you can spare in terms of your cash, in terms of your effort, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of equipment, please do it. That is the need of the hour. I can also sit and keep cursing everybody up the chain, down the chain, left, right, and center. You look at the healthcare professionals. How many of us are really actually going out of our way to help them? They're overtaxed. They're burdened. People are not getting sleep for 3 days at a time. Those are the kind of stories we hear. So we need to actually help these people. And that is where, when you start thinking about all this is what we need to do. And you will find that, things will sort out on its own. Finally, like Mr. Praveen said, 1918 pandemic, we will get over it. But when we think back, we also need to learn lessons and then put it in place so that the next time a thing like this comes around, we are prepared to handle it.
Yeah, so brilliant, brilliant as always. So to Vinod Matthew, sir, since the negativity in media, there are two sides. Some say media is positive, some say negative, whatever. But generally, I firmly believe that there is loads of negativity in the media. Media can play much more positive role. It is not that everybody is reporting negative. There are definitely a lot of positive stories coming. But when you compare with positive and negative stories, I think negativity is the winner. So Vinod sir, as a mentor to all of us, as a very senior journalist, I would want to ask you, what is that you wanted to tell young journalists who have tuned into this program at different places? What is that? What is your wish as a senior journalist, as a senior editor, you would want to see in the media?
Anand, before I start, can I just draw your attention to one thing? I think one of the participants did request that he wanted to speak immediately after Marshall.
Yeah. I am going to tune him. He is a good friend only. So that
probably you want to say something. I'll say my piece after this if you want to speak. If you want to speak now.
No, sir. I will get him later. You can continue.
Yeah, that's okay. You can hear me, right? See me, all that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not the kind of guy who doles out advice to people. Most of the kids know better than most of us now. So I'm not into giving out advice to young journalists because most of them are quite savvy now. They know what is what now, and I don't think it is honestly appreciated if a person who is not actively in everyday journalism gives experience fundas to others. I don't think so. I think I could share a couple of thoughts. One is the two segments of the society that are really impacted, apart from the middle-aged category. Kerala specifically has got aging profile. Okay, Kerala has got more old people than the rest of the country's average. I think it's about 20% or more, 60 plus. I think it would be more closer to 25% maybe. I think they have this sense of isolation. They have this sense of being cocooned in their houses now. They can't go out. I think the effort, I think that is one segment of the society that's been hugely ignored. For medical reasons, they can't go out. So they become invisible. So I think we need to reach out to the elders of the society. They've been the ones who've been taking care of us all this while. But they are completely cut off. I think we need to take care of the elders, not physically or financially, but daily engagement with them. They completely cut off. I think that is one thing. We really need to engage with the elders. because many, in Kerala, there are many households where there are only the elderly couple or one of them, completely isolated lives. I think we need to connect with those people, one. Two, the youngsters. Youngsters always wanted not to have college. But now, irony is that they're completely missing the campus life. What a horrible situation when you do your degree, most of your degree course, 3 years, without actually going to college. You're completely missing out on a fantastic part of your life. What sort of life is that? I mean, sitting in front of a laptop and trying to connect. It is not about classrooms alone. I mean, even when the classrooms were there, we were not in the classrooms. So now they're frozen in front of these laptops, as Meenakshi was saying. I mean, what sort of life is a virtual life? But so they also need to. I think normal life has gone for a toss. So I think the middle-aged, the core group that connects on the one side the youth, the other side the elders. I think the core group who have seen life, who've been young, who are not yet old, I think they need to connect with both ends and probably, not share, but I think we need to really show them more of what they can do, maybe guide them to do. Hang out. I don't know how they can hang out anymore. No, hang out is so important. So important. In a limited way, you must encourage them to have a, I don't know, medically, socially, but you need to allow them to have a normal, as close to normal, youthful, young life as possible. They're missing out in the youth days, young days. As youth, they're missing out big time. And another step I'll go forward. Marriages. I mean, marriages in families were very important. I mean, when there is a certain stage in India, we are moving into love marriages and all that, but we still do stick to these arranged marriages. All those things are not happening. Neither is love marriage happening, nor are the regular marriages happening. Nothing is happening. So we've come to standstill. I think so. We need to hold the hands of the youngsters as much as we need to handhold the elderly. These are my thoughts, rather than me giving out fundas on journalism. What journalists should do, they know well what they should do, or they know what the compulsions are better than me. So I think I'll rest my case with this.
Yeah, all right. So, yes, interesting. It's very difficult to advise journalists because everybody knows everything, so it's very difficult to teach them. All right, so now let me go to a superhero, Shaurya Sood. Shaurya, you're there?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Sir, good evening to all in the panel. Are you able to hear me, sir?
Yes, but why can't we see you?
Okay, sure.
Yeah, okay.
Are you able to see me, sir?
Yes. So, Air Marshal Suresh, you know Shaurya, right?
Yeah. Welcome, Shaurya. Welcome.
Good evening.
I've seen your interaction with Anand. Excellent show. And I know you're an aviation enthusiast. Yeah. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, so I am an MPhil student in JNU, presently pursuing my MPhil in JNU. I am not as wise as you, many of you are in the panel, but I have slight disagreement with on the thoughts of positivity around the panel. Not that I mean that we should not be positive, but I think that we allowed the second wave to come due to our illusion that corona is gone now. We were too positive about that no corona is no more, and we don't need to take any precautions. We don't need to wear a mask and go outside. We took it very lightly. Be it the state, be it the citizenry. We have taken issues of health also very lightly. I remember in UP in 2018, in Gorakhpur, infants died due to lack of oxygen. But it did not concern us because we were not affected. This is the first time that the middle class is being affected by the pandemic, and they are facing the same problems as the lower strata. And this is the first time that the media is reporting people's issue. and not the communal issues all day, Hindu, Muslim kind of topics. So I think media is doing a fairly good job, and I think that we must be optimistic that things can change, but we must be also reflect to ourselves that what is happening in the country is not good. If people are dying due to lack of oxygen, then it is a shame on the citizenry. It is a shame on the state that people are losing their lives. I think that we should be empathetic towards the citizens who are losing their lives. And I think this pandemic will certainly make a lot more people sensitive towards other people's needs, and which we have not been till now. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
No, Shaurya, yes, I think Shaurya, the Air Marshal Suresh sir, he wanted to speak with you. I think it will be it will be befitting if you can give the reply, and very proud of you, beta. Everybody knows you. Shaurya is an activist. He is an avid reader. He is an Air Force by himself, and we are very proud to say that his dad is he's heading Yelahanka. He is AOC Yelahanka. During Aero India, Shaurya was the star, and he is again. Perhaps another day I will get him in for a separate episode. Suresh sir, I think Shaurya, as always, comes out with very, very strong views, and his views are far superior than the missiles you guys carry on your fighters, because he's to the point. So what is that you want to tell him to address his concerns, to reply to him?
Shaurya, firstly, once again, kudos to you and your spirit and your interest in aviation and military aviation per se. I agree with you. It's not that, it was not realized. In fact, I was commanding Western Air Command when this whole pandemic started. And let me also tell you, that is the time I was handling Ladakh also. And that is the time when we had to undertake a lot of training. So it was from all sides coming in. And believe me, at that point of time itself, for Western Air Command, from the armed forces point of view, we did cater for extra ventilators, oxygen pipelines, we built up the capacity. It is not that we didn't in the armed forces. But I agree with you when you say, yeah, fine. We should have anticipated. We should have built up capacities. We should have had all that. There is no doubt about that. When I say positivism, I also mentioned one thing, that don't ignore the negative aspects. And I also said, you need to actually learn lessons from this and build up capacity. Now, unfortunately, what has happened is, we really, we are a young nation. We have not built up institutions. And where institutions are there, some of the times we try to actually undermine them. The US has something called the CDC. And we are aware of it. Okay. Just give me the leading virologist of India who is actually taking the fight forward. I really don't want to get into those aspects on this show, because I don't think that is what Anand wants me to do. Okay, but all that is taken. But my submission as far as this is concerned, all that is known. Let us learn the lessons, build up capacity. I don't know if Vinod knows, in Cochin there is an effort there. The collector knows there is a Corona Safe network, and all within the district, all the hospitals, everything is network. So we need to use technology. That is how we use technology. So build institutions, use technology. These are the lessons for the future. But right now, what is the requirement? If I just indulge in negativism and bringing people down, one funda in life. By pushing somebody else down, I do not become great. On the same level, I have to take myself to a different level. Only then I'll become better. So all these issues are known. This should be addressed. Lessons learned, institutionalized, use technology to fight the next pandemic, which will come, believe me.
All right,
but
sir.
No, so that is it. But at the moment, my request is, let us fight it together within your sphere, however much you can help. Like I'm helping people to find, let's say, beds, ICU beds, oxygen cylinders, okay, concentrators, plasma. So wherever we can, even if you save one life, you've done your bit. So that is my concentration is more to that now, and I leave it to people like Dr. Satish to actually chart the path forward as far as the Indian health system is concerned. You are right. We were not prepared.
All right. So
Thank
thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir. No, Shaurya,
Really,
just stay there. I
really,
want to.
I have another meeting at 6 o'clock, sir.
Okay, listen. Fine. You just hang for 2 minutes. There is 3 more minutes for 6 o'clock. I want to ask you quickly your supersonic thoughts. What do you want to tell the youngsters watching this program? What is that they need to do to hold on to their guts? Because you are you can explain to them brilliantly.
I think youngsters should be positive and be solution oriented, as one of the panelists rightly suggested, positive and solution oriented terms, and they should they are seeing what the problems are people are facing. They should have the desire to move beyond their individual interest and think of a communitarian from a communitarian perspective. What each one of us can do, and how each one of us can contribute to from a communitarian perspective towards the betterment of the nation from a social perspective.
All right, better after the pandemic
Actually.
is over, I'm going to come to spend some time with you. My regards to your dad and mother. We are very proud of you, Shaurya. Thank you so much for joining. Let me just straight away now go to Dr. Sandeep Krishna. Dr. Sandeep, just wanted to get your attention. Not much is actually talked about Ayurveda and the magic it can perform. As always, it's a wonderful, I have taken several times Ayurveda treatments for my issues. So, is there any specific thing that you would want to tell the people, Ayurveda remedies?
Remedies regarding, sir?
Remedies regarding all kinds of issues that people are facing now. Has Ayurveda got solutions for everything?
I wouldn't say Ayurveda's got or any system's got solutions for everything, but yes, like Dr. Satish and other panelists said, the positive side or whatever we can do is something that we should all focus on. So there are two aspects to this corona, as in one is the psychological side that we have been discussing here, and other is immunity improvement side, which a lot of discussion is going on. So Ayurveda acts normally in these two areas. Ayurveda can play a good role, is what I think. Basically, anti-stress treatments can be done, like treatments like Shirodhara, even Abhyanga or head massages. Normally innervates the nerve in the brain, relaxes the mind. These are certain rituals you can do it at home also. And there are other medicines like certain ashwagandha or certain medicines that helps to relieve or relax the brain, as in herbal medicines. These are also things that you can actually do to improve. So everyone might have heard of an Ayush Quad that Ayush department had developed. Basically, there are just simple herbs in it, if you read the ingredients in it. These are just which you can use it in your own kitchen. You're available in your own kitchen. You can make it like a tea or use it as a something which is very easily available to improve your immunity. Right. So these are two aspects which Ayurveda can help you. I wouldn't say Ayurveda as such, but these are things in India, every Indian would understand, because we have always been, our Indian kitchens have always been having all these herbs, and we have been using it in the form of different, in our curries, when you take Western curries. So these small home remedies definitely helps you to improve your immunity side as well as relax your mind. And these are the aspects that we can actually take.
All right, so so I want to ask you, so for all the people who are watching, this is Krishnendu, this is heaven. I have been there, I have been admitted there for more than a week for my back problem. It is a heaven, and this is only one portion I could get. Is this facility open now?
Yes, yes.
It is open.
Yeah.
In the sense, people can come and stay there despite this lockdown and all those issues.
Yes, yes. We are open and working. We have round-the-clock doctors also in the hospital.
All right. So now from I think today it's a very Kerala heavy kind of. A lot of guests are coming from Kerala today. So now going to Trivandrum to VSSC Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, we have one senior engineer. Of course, he is on this panel after proper clearances from his bosses. So that I want to tell. It's not that he's just joining by himself. So his name is. He is, very, very interesting story of his. During the pandemic time, he has learned to play saxophone because, so my program these days, I'm trying to embed music to support young musicians. So he has learned saxophone, and now what is he doing is that he is now sending across small saxophone, whatever he's playing, those messages into WhatsApp messages to his colleagues. Vasudevan Unni is a senior engineer with VSSC. Very proud of you, sir. Scientists, we are very proud of all of you. So quickly, sir, we are just running out of time. Quickly, what can you play for us? And perhaps you can say how music can heal the world.
Definitely. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What I felt is that, as you know, working in an organization like VSSC, you are very, the office life is very tight. We are working in very specialized areas, and we are not used to bring back the whatever tension we are having in office to home. And what I find is music has given a very, very, very important role in giving a very good relaxation to all of us. And as you know, this when I started learning, because saxophone, as you know, it's not an easy instrument. So when I started learning it, everybody told at the age of 58 or so, what's the point in doing such a risky task? But then I found it to be very interesting because challenges are, as far as we are concerned, challenges there. Once you have got a challenge only, you will progress. So I learned myself, and I have made renderings, and what I did is I put forward all these renderings in the recorded, and many people now appreciate, and everybody asked why can't we put as a channel in YouTube. So I put that also, and within 4 months.
Sir, very interesting, sir. So quickly,
within 4 months' time, it has reached more than 6,000 views and more than 200 subscribers. Without asking for any subscription, people just it is. I'll try.
All right. So quickly for 2-3 minutes, perhaps just 2-3 minutes.
Yeah. Probably this is one of the famous songs from the film Aradhana.
All right. Yeah, you know, I'm sure in the days to come, the Zoom and these kind of chat technologies will be little more stronger, so we could enjoy music better. Thank you so much. That was a
Yeah, thank you.
big surprise that you joined, and please do convey our regards to Dr.
Oh,
Swamna.
directly, yeah.
Yeah,
He only asked me to join, yeah.
and because Air Marshal Suresh was very keen whether he would join, so I told him, we have been inviting him for the last 2 days, so
Okay.
we thought, yeah, so please do
So please do convey my regards also to Dr. Sampath, and sincerely, I don't know if he knows, we are probably related also. You and me.
Okay, so now to Anantram sir. So we heard him speak about his valuable thoughts. He is like a student. He takes notes. He listens to everyone, and then he speaks. Now we are going to see the magician, the magic. Yes, sir. You can unmute.
I'm going to play a tune which is called Raga in our Carnatic music system. I'm going to play Raga called Ranjani. It's a very pleasing Raga, an evening Raga.
Absolutely fabulous as always, and I must, apologize to you to make you, wait like this in programs like this, senior artists like you. But unfortunately, the format of these shows are like this. I really appreciate you have always come and joined. I know what a busy man you are. Every hour, the kind of activities you are into. We are blessed to have people like you, and I'm happy that you have joined my mission to also help youngsters, young unsung musicians across India. We have started that process. We have already identified so many. Meenakshi is one such because of our mission. So many. Yesterday we had some other youngsters. Thank you so much, Anandaram sir. Vinod
I'm
Matthew
very
sir.
fortunate that I could listen to all the giants they were speaking, and because they're all different walks of life, we are very fortunate. Thank you.
Vinod Matthew sir, you are a huge music lover. I know that. So what are
He
your
was
thoughts?
brilliant. He was brilliant. I mean, it was so relaxing. Almost fell asleep. I was
And
so relaxed.
Praveen Bhai, आप भी please unmute, kindly unmute. Uh, Praveen Bhai, you have to unmute. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. So you also enjoy music a lot,
yeah.
and how much of music has helped you uh, to overcome the the challenges you are facing every day?
That morning I put on the instrumental music, like solo, like what our friend had just now done. So all those flute, means different instruments, solo for at least half an hour.
All
That
right.
gives a soothing effect on the mind, early morning.
All right, so not to worry. From now on, you will get a lot of. I'm going to send you original music by to you periodically. The final remarks. We need to end the show. It's almost now more than 1.5 hours. One more session is there with Meenakshi that we will go. Before that, final thoughts to Dr. Satish Kumar. Dr. Satish, if you can unmute. So. Yes, there are solutions to all the problems, and in most cases we are the problem, we are the solution. So what is that you wanted to tell finally, not just to youngsters, because you deal with human problems, isn't it? So some small, what is your final, I would say, suggestions?
Sure. Two things. One is, before I complain about the government, about the system, how much of prevention I have been following is the question. How much of a mask I will wear before going out? How much of the social distancing I am maintaining? So, which means before complaining about others, how much responsible I am is a question which everybody should ask themselves. And the second thing, most of the time when we are talking to people, we are only spreading about, oh my god, so many deaths today, this happened and that happened. It has only been spreading of negativity. But what I have been doing is, I cooked. So really, I cooked biryani today. I fed to my family. So I've been talking to people saying that every Sunday I make sure that I cook the lunch. So when I say this to people, wow, do you do that? So at least I'm making a person like, the conversation is not about COVID. And we also need to talk non-COVID topics as well, and it always doesn't have to be COVID. So these are the two things which I want to say in terms of public talk
Okay.
conversation.
So very interesting. As a doctor, on a lighter note, which part of Bangalore are you?
Kerpuram.
Can you danso some biryani after the show?
And yeah, every Sunday I cook.
Okay, interesting. So, after post-pandemic, I've never eaten a biryani prepared by a clinical psychologist.
I would love to.
All right. So, your final thoughts, Air Marshal Suresh.
I fully endorse what Dr. Satish said. First and foremost, yeah, everything is happening outside. Things will be taken care of. But first and foremost, we need to ensure, those who have not got COVID, need to ensure you don't get it. So please follow all the protocols. Another thing, another request is, if by any chance you do get, please ensure others don't get it. That means, again, please follow the protocols doubly. Make it sure and also don't get into a panic. The ultimate thing is, what I say, we shall overcome. Hum honge kamyab. It's not a big issue. This will also pass. It will take its toll. We need to learn our lessons and we need to be better prepared next time. Right now, like the doctors will endorse, probably the medical system did not cater for this level of actually hospitalization or the load on the hospital system. It was unprecedented. So maybe we can learn that lesson from there and carry on and strengthen institutions next time around. But hum honge kamyab. That is the main.
Hum honge kamyab. Are you going to sing that song 2 lines? Last time when you were in uniform, I made you sing as the Western Air Command Chief. Perhaps for the first time, in the Indian Air Force history, we had an Air Marshal singing live. Are you going to sing those 2 lines for us?
Anand, I told you last time also, when I sing, everybody disappears. I don't mind. But as I think, somebody will join in. I say, I'll start. Hum honge kamyab, hum honge kamyab, hum honge kamyab ek din. मन में है विश्वास, पूरा है विश्वास, हम होंगे कामयाब। All yours.
So, Praveen Bhai, thank you so much, Air Marshal sir. That is amazing. So, Praveen Bhai, your final quick thought. What do you want to tell the youngsters?
Final thought is what first 2 panelists have said. I vouch for whatever they've said. That's all.
All right. And to Vinod sir.
I think the flip side of the whole thing has been, the pandemic has been Earth, the environment got a respite. Earth has got time to heal. I mean, we are not ravaging the air with pollution. So I think when we come out of it, I'm sure we will. I think we all should be mindful of that and not start polluting our good Earth again to the levels it had gone to before. I think we need to show more respect to Earth.
Absolutely brilliant. As always, Dr. Sandeep.
Yes, like the saying in Ayurveda, we say swasthasya swasthya rakshana and aturasya vikara pashan. That is, once swasthya means a person who's healthy, should take care of him better, as in should try to prolong that. So, and aturasya vikara pashan, that is, when you have a disease, you should try to remedies or visit a doctor to get it under control. I think so. The swasthasya swasthya rakshana is a very important thing. Try to improve your wellness, as in improve your health, is the main thing that I would want to convey. Everyone should look after your health, exercise, meditate, even yoga as an exercise. That is my humble request.
Yeah, absolutely interesting. And Krishnendu, one specialty is that all the medicines are prepared there. There's a huge, I would not want to say medicine factory, but it is a place that's very, very, very interesting place. So everything is prepared there. The original medicines, the Atmanirbhar Bharat in Ayurveda. Ayurveda itself is a Atmanirbhar Bharat kind of thing. So, but within that, everything is prepared there itself. Thank you so much, Dr. Sandeep. And, regards to your dad, Dr. Mohan Babu, is an amazing person, well read, and he still loves a lot of cars, right? Car crazy dad. All right. Okay. So now go to the final show, to Meenakshi. Meenakshi, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
So this is the last 5 minutes of the show. Quickly, what is that you're going to play?
I'm going to play a bhajan. It is a very famous bhajan, Enadavam Shaidane, in Kapiraga, set to Aditala. So this is very special because its meaning is, we are asking Yashoda, what good deed have you done you're not even the biological mother of Lord Krishna, but you got that blessing to bring him up. That is, you got the blessing to punish him for his naughty deed. So what good deed or what is so special in you that you got such a blessing? So it's a meaning.
All right.
Thank you.
So Meenakshi, brilliant. So here is one surprise to you. Do you want to ask a question to a fighter pilot? You are a physics student. Yesterday you said you want to become astrophysicist. You want to join ISRO, whatever. So Air Marshal Suresh, you are a music lover. You are a you're there.
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah.
All right. So Air Marshal Suresh. So fighter pilot. So much of tactics. Nobody, the kind of tactics you taught young fighter pilots. A story that needs to be told again and again. Whatever has come out, only little has come out over the years. The master tactician of Indian Air Force. So, Meenakshi, what is that
Yes.
you want to ask a fighter pilot?
So you're from, you know about the Air Force defense systems, like.
Yes, he is a
Okay.
he's a very senior Air Force. He's a very senior air warrior. He's retired from Air Force. So that's okay. Your lack of knowledge about Air Force doesn't matter now. As a student, what is that you want to know? Here is an opportunity.
Okay, just I'm asking you from my curiosity. I don't know whether it is going to be a great blunder, but I'm just asking you. I have read about the Israel's Iron Dome. Like they have the missiles to protect their country. So will India be able to develop such a kind of technology?
Absolutely, why not? Firstly, I must tell you, all three of them played instruments which are there in my bucket list, which I said I must pick up after I retire.
Okay.
So hats off to all of you. Seriously, whether it's the saxophone, the violin, or the flute, all very difficult instruments, very, very difficult. But let's see. Wonderful. Hats off to all three.
And especially sir, Anandaram sir, bole to legend hai, ustad hai.
I know. Hats off to.
There are thousands of students across the globe. He teaches every day, and he also an experiment along with the university, healing the plants through music.
Oh, fantastic. I know, Meenakshi, it's like this.
Talking to, that's a wonderful thing. Talking to, at his farmhouse, he goes and plays violin. He talks to the plants.
Oh, wonderful. Great. Actually, coming back to Iron Dome, it's very good that you're reading up on all what's happening between Israel and Palestine. It's a fantastic. In fact, let me tell you, I've been to Israel quite a few times, and I've been to the Iron Dome factory. I have seen it in the early part of the last decade. It is a fantastic system. There are no doubts about that. And let me tell you, normally, like Dr. Ananthakrishnan will tell you, when you develop a system, you put it through a trial phase. In fact, for the Iron Dome, the trials were actually live. They were used against rockets. It's known as CRAM, counter rockets and motors. It was actually used in a live situation, and they had about 90+% success. Coming to the second part, the DRDO here has actually developed something called the MRSAM, medium range surface to air missile, along with Israel. Okay, so we have the technical know-how. It's a DRDO lab called RCI in Hyderabad. We have the know-how, but we will have to work on it. We'll have to work on it quite a bit. The trick here, because it's very high-tech, the trick here is to balance between cost per piece. Rockets are very cheap. So if a rocket which is costing $40,000, I'm hitting with a $1 million missile, it doesn't make sense. So the idea is to actually get the cost down, and this is where we look forward to excellent physicists, engineers like you to develop this system. And of course, collaboration with DRDO or whoever, but it's highly possible. But cost effective. It has to be cost effective when you're talking about counter rockets. Otherwise, it is of no use. Rest Anant will answer because he's been this anything with the DRDO. Yeah.
No, sir. मेरे आजकल बहुत एकदम music का मेरा थोड़ा रास्ता अभी थोड़ा change हो रहा है.
ठीक है. Okay. Done.
So why should we worry about Meenakshi? Why should we worry about rockets and missile? Let us create musical solutions. Let us create a peaceful world through music, and That is what, anyway, interesting question. Amazing that you could directly talk to Air Marshal Suresh. I would want to thank all the panelists who have come at very short notice, right from Air Marshal Suresh, my mentor Binod sir, and Dr. Satish, Dr. Sandeep, and the champion of champion, Praveen Patil, Praveen Bhai, and of course the legendary Anandram sir. However much we thank him, it's just not enough. And a senior, my senior editor, Ms. Uttara, who has been there, and all others who have joined in this group. And there are youngsters, hundreds of youngsters who are already debating on YouTube, watching it, and other social media channels. Thank you so much for this. Perhaps we would have found 1 month solution to everybody's small problems. 2 hours of debate definitely cannot find any solution. At least some good energies we send out, some positivity we send out, all of us in different cities, like-minded people. And there was Ayurveda, there was fighter pilot, there was musician, there was journalism, and many more. And most importantly, Praveen's story. He doesn't talk too much. He's a very, very soft-spoken man. Amazing grit and determination. I think that is the underlining factor for all the people now. Grit, determination, and calmness, and that self-belief that we shall overcome. Thank you so much. Stay safe. And once again, pranams to all the seniors, all the musicians, and let's be hopeful. Let's heal the world together. And as Air Marshal said, wherever possible, let's help others in whatever form. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you. All the best.